This is GACenter, your look at the Grand Arena Championships of content creators from around the globe. Here are your hosts, Flair from Gaming Embers and the Nev from the Escape Pod Cast.
Hello, Governor. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello there. Welcome to GACenter. Very, very big GACenter today. So you need to go out there and tell all your friends to come and watch today's episode because, we got a very, very, very awesome interview today. It's the end of month 4. We are 2/3 of the way through our season. It's been a pretty good season so far. We did have a couple people fall away at the beginning of the season, and we had to bring in some replacements. But
and we've had a couple of missed weeks for a couple of us.
Yeah, a couple of missed weeks for a couple of us. Couple of bugs outs, couple of pushed outs, couple of we don't know outs.
Couple of
seriously, a couple of we have no idea because we have no report or no data. So, but apart from that, everything else is going tickety boo. The gaps are starting to opening up. The people that are the best, the cream is rising to the top. So yes, and we have an awesome interview with Arnold T. 101, the Grand Admiral, joined us for an interview, which you will be seeing once we have got through all the stats for Divs 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, Flair, your messages.
Yes, our messages. All right, guys. As always, during this episode of GACenter, any follows, bits, cheers, subs, anything like that. First off, if you do those during the show, thank you. You're awesome. But second, we will recognize those at the end of today's episode. During the course of the show, our lovely moderators in chat will recognize those. And so like the follow we just got, but we'll talk about that at the end of the show. Also, it is it's month 4, as always. After our 4 weekly coverages, we have a month roundup, and that is going to be next week. So stay tuned for that one. That's going to be fun. Other than that, Neil, let's get right on with it.
There we go. Crack on, my friend.
Cracking on with it with Commander Cody, starting off strong with a 3-0 Triple Crown. Really not much to talk about in terms of his performance. Round 1, he got 2 holds with his Darth Revan, which gave him a handy lead for his victory. Round 2, he got, again, 2 more holds with Darth Revan, and this time Darth Revan just didn't fall, period. And his Chimera was still flying after an attempt. Round 3, his opponent took 2 tries in his Chimera and failed and prevented the full clear. It didn't even get a full clear. So starting off, excellent. First one of the night, 3-0 Triple Crown for Commander Cody.
Oh, easy start for me. Brain kill. No data. No report. No idea.
Well, we're on to Bulldog then. Bulldog also going 3-0. Not getting full clears, but we've got 3-0 still perfectly fine. Round 1. 2-tap to Shaq T Clone's team, but opponent stopped after 2-tapping Bosk, doing a 1-tap on the bugs and taking the ships. Round 2 had a 2-tap a Mon Mothma team, and General Grievous taking 2 attempts and is still standing, giving him the win there. Round 3 had a 2-tap a General Grievous team and 2-tap a Newt Separatist team, and the opponent stumbled hard, only beating the bugs and General Grievous after 2 attempts. Bosk and Gas were still standing, so 3-0 Bulldog.
Infinum, a tough week for Infinum, facing opponents with 600k more in fluff than him. So, the logarithm matched, but they had like 600k in fluff underneath that he did not. So, didn't go too bad. Round 1 got the full clear after some tough battles against Padme since he'd put his gas on D. It did pay off. He got the win. Round 2 was a smackdown, facing a mountain to climb without the proper tools. He did not make it to the summit, unfortunately, and lost round 2. Round 3 was a full clear without fuss, went full offense. That was the order of play, and it worked splendidly. 2-1 for Infinum.
And check out the table.
There's the div. As usual, Bulldog doesn't get beat. Will he ever get beat? Will he? I'm seriously. Is he ever going to get beat?
I don't know.
I'd love
Who
to know.
knows?
Please, it'd be interesting. I want to meet the person that beats Bulldog. Whoever beats Bulldog gets an interview on this show because everybody's going to want to know what's your secret. Okay, let's move on.
But when we see that Commander Cody and Infinitum are tied, and it's a matter of banners.
Yeah.
So
Who's going to get number 2?
Yep. And we're starting off our next round of coverage in Div 3 with the lone. No.
Yeah.
Div 3 with
Div
the Lone
3.
Gunman. I had a brain fart for a second. Lone Gunman going 2-1 this week. Round 1 was a full clear one shot. 3 solos, giving him the room to outbanner his opponent. Round 2, his CLS lost to Treya, but the Bounty Hunters cleaned up nicely. Unfortunately, he got full clear one shot. Round 3, Treya couldn't kill General Grievous, so Padme came in for the cleanup. Opponent struggled on his Kira Scoundrel team and his Negotiator, giving him another win there. So 2-1 for the Lone Gunman.
It's Stone 1414. Another uncharacteristic dropped round from Stone as he seemed to be just going through the motions this week. Easy, flawless victory in round 1 and round 2. Seemed like the same was going to happen in round 3, but an efficiency battle. He got stuck in an efficiency battle and he lost by 9 banners. So his opponent stole the win and the triple from his grasp. 2-1 for Stone.
On to Orlamar going 3-0. Not the prettiest of 3-0s though. Round 1, taking 2 attempts to kill Shakti. But Negotiator taking 3 to crash, and GG standing strong after 5 attempts, giving him the win there. Round 2 was let's see here. Full clear one shot, opponent failing spectacularly against GG after 6 attempts, and Bounty Hunters still standing after JTR failed to kill them. Round 3 had to 2-tap a Darth Revan, but got the full clear regardless. 7 attempts to kill Boba's Bounty Hunters, 3 on GG, Padme standing strong after 2 attempts. So a 3-0 for Orlamar.
Renard the Fox. Round 1 was his loss for his 2-1 this week. Lost because of a misclick during a Vader match. He zigged when he should have zagged. The resulting mistake cost him a double tap and his opponent one-shot him. Thus, he lost. Round 2 was a different story with no mistakes and a ruthlessly efficient, flawless victory, winning by 9 banners. Round 3 was a close match with both competitors losing banners to very well set defenses, but Renard won it in the end with his opponent running out of squads on his final territory, and the German Fox outfoxed his opponent. 2-1 for Renard.
On to Moyo. Moyo going 3-0. So if you're just looking at shocked. You know what? I just realized I read Moyo's for Orlamar's.
Dude, you did that last week. I want to speak to your manager. I want to speak to your manager.
Last week. Okay, so Moyo had to 2-tap a Shakti. Got a full clear one shot in round 2. And had a 2-tap a Darth Revan. He got a 3-0. They both got 3-0s, so
my 3-0 is better than your 3-0. Vendetta with a triple crown. A fine return to form for Vendetta this week, as he saw fit to erase from his mind the loss from last week. An exquisite week it was, holding each opponent to 2 territories and smashing them with flawless victories. Oh, that is definitely one of the more satisfying weeks you are ever going to see. 3-0, triple crown for Vendetta.
So, Andy just forgot to sign in. He got a little too carried away with some stuff and forgot to sign in. Poor Andy.
Poor Andy. Poor Andy. Not poor Marco, though. Poor Marco. No, poor Marco. Marco got a triple whammy this week. 2 flawless victories and a full clear. Saw Marco banish the memories of a bad previous week. He finished the week with the triple whammy and held each of his opponents to 3 territories for that Mwah! Extra bit of satisfaction. 3-0, triple whammy for Marco.
Look at that table.
Oh yeah. I mean, Vendetta's still going to be kicking himself over that loss from the previous. Not obviously not this week, but last week when he had that 2-1. I bet he was kicking himself. So yeah, but Olimar's only lost the once. There's still 2 months, so it could be done. It is possible. I just can't see it happening. I can't see it happening.
When you look at it, you've got, in this top section, you've got, there's a battle between the top 3.
Yeah, there's a battle between the top 3.
All it's going to take is something happening, and it's just going to mess stuff up.
Yeah. The problem that Vendetta's got, though, is he's 4,000 banners behind Olimar. So in order to get the Div 3 title, he needs a clear round over Olimar. He's not going to win on banner difference. If Olimar drops 1 for the next 2 months and Vendetta just goes perfect, 24-0 over the next 2 months, it's still not going to be good enough unless he can claw back 4,000 banners. So it's a mountain. It is a mountain to climb, but we shall see. We shall see. Let's move on to Div 2.
2 long time though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's got the time. He just needs to keep his fingers crossed that Olimar screws up. Okay, we're on to Div 2. Go!
Well, this is a really quick one. Scribe, we have no information. We have no data. We have no report.
We have no idea. Guess what? Exactly the same for Lil Gator.
Well, so Gator didn't sign in.
And yes, of course, yes.
He did mention in the chat.
He did not join this week. I do have that written down in front of me. It's not a no data, no report. He did not join this week. So slightly different from Scribe, who we just don't know, unfortunately. So there.
On to Fart Mart, though.
He lost.
Fart Mart going 2-1. Round 1, he had a Darth Revan team I couldn't touch. So went heavy defense as usual, but he ignorantly blocked bottom. So it was an easy half clear win. He cleared bottom, he cleared top +1. Round 2, his second Gear 11 Galactic Legend. He just got the GL Ray between rounds 3 and 4. So he has a 343 plus 10 speed mods to his 197, plus 20 mods to his 7. Full cleared with full defense. Spent 3 hours picking him apart team by team. Got a full clear win, and by far the most dramatic stream he's had. Round 3. I had a rough weekend with a little sleep. Didn't have time to plan like I normally do. Facing a full Relic Negotiator up top and Padme 140k on bottom. Only way I beat him is to stop him from beating both front areas, but for the first time in months, he changed it up and put Darth Revan on defense and brought his Padme on offense and steamrolled the bottom section. I cleared top, almost got his overpowered Negotiator. If I had more time, I may have had a chance, but time ran out of me. Second time the clock bit me in the butt, but honestly, yeah, my number 1 from the start. And 2, he had my number 1 from the start. And 2, when he switched it up. 2-1. Fart Mart.
Bomber. Oh, you hate to see it. Bomber suffered a rare defeat this week. He did it again. It is a curse for this guy. An absolute curse. The loss came in the 3rd round, which just hurts even more as the curse struck again to this competitor, stealing the perfect month for the 4th time in a row. 4th time in a row he's missed 12-0. On the last week, on the last round. It just sucks. It was an unforgiving defeat. Very unforgiving. He failed to take a single territory. He lost to a GG, both Revens, Geos, and even a Calf team. I mean, the embarrassment. But he does still top of the division. Hey,
pain. So much pain.
Pain.
On to Kate Gaming, though. 1 and 2. And as she puts it, as my former coworker used to tell us, you win some, lose most. Just not a good week. Tried experimenting with a few different teams on defense, and I think that ended up hurting me more than helping me. Got Kyber, though, for the second time ever. So 1 and 2 for Kate Gaming. Sorry, girl.
Oh, that's not a good one.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Jake was coasting. I mean, he was coasting this week. He picked up wins in round 1, picked up the win in round 2 with good scores. But then in round 3, he just stopped. Just stopped. He lost one battle to bounty hunters with an undersized Darth Revan team, and he just stopped. I'd love to know why, Jake. We'd all love to know why. 2-1 for Jake.
Kate's fellow bounty hunting geek girl also going 1-2 this week. Round 1 had the 2-tap bears, but Padme preventing a full clear after 3 attempts and Crew standing after 1 attempt. Crew did give her a hold though, and the bugs did as well, but the opponent still was able to full clear. Round 2, Shock T prevented access to the fleet after 3 attempts, but despite Newt getting 4 holds and Karth getting a hold, she got full cleared again. Round 3, she had 2-tap on Rogue One, 2-tap on the bugs, 2-tap on Krennic, but her opponent didn't even try her ships, giving her the win. So 1-2 for Geek Girl.
And there is Division 2. Obviously, Scribe is in red. We will get some stats if it was just somebody, doing it and GG missing out on the data. Because it does happen from time to time. It does happen. And then the data...
We found a couple days later, it'll be there.
It'll be there. So we will be able to update the table. However, if it was because of a not joining, then it will be an 0-3. So it's as simple as that. Them's the rules. Don't look at me. Hang on a minute. I did make the rules. So yes.
But hey, guess who's joining you in Div 1 after this?
Yeah, I know. Fortmore, my old nemesis, is coming to join me in Div 1. Unfortunately, he's 3 ahead of me because because of my bad week where I was not in it. So, he's coming up to Div 1, 2 months. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I can go 12-0, 12-0. Best case scenario for me, he might at worst do 2 11-1s. I can't see him going 10-2 twice. I just can't. I can't see him doing 10-2 twice. Maybe, maybe not. I just can't see it happening. So, yeah.
Not to mention all the banners you lost by not participating that week.
Yeah, I have, I will slowly make them back because I do get more full clears than most average competitors. And you got to remember, before that week, I did actually have the highest banner total out of everybody. And that is everyone. So, I'm hoping I'm hoping that little buffer that I had, kind of helps me a little bit. Just a little bit. It could have been worse. It could have been a 3v3 that I'd missed out on. Oof, my God.
Anyways, hey, Neil, we've got a special Patreon segment getting to see how our patrons at the $10 Kyber Combatant tier have fared throughout the course of this week. So how about we go see what Paul and the noob are up to with this board, shall we?
Yes, let's. See you in a minute.
Yep, see you in a moment.
Welcome to the Patreon Leaderboard, brought to you by the Patreons of the Escape Podcast. Are you not a streamer but would like to see your name up on a leaderboard right here on GACenter? Become a Patreon at the Kyber Combat level and secure your spot for next month's leaderboard today. I am Paul Anthony, and as always, I am joined by my robotic life partner, the noob, for this commercial that's disguised as a segment but still has substance and entertainment value for our supporters. Let's take a look at this past week's stats at the Patreon leaderboard now as we give it to you in alphabetical order. We start off with Big Country Mags, another 2-1 this week as he got 1 shot cleared in the first round. His other 2 rounds, though, his ground defense is held, and he takes home a 2-1. Next up, we have Bringer of Chaos, 3-0 this week. Not much to say, but he is loving life and still thinks that Padme should wear leather. The one we call D, in round 1, they cleared the south side of the board, couldn't manage to get through a high-speed JKR squad, but luckily the opponent never attacked. Round 2 got the full clear, but not with great efficiency. Their opponent, though, got stuck behind their front walls and never made it to the ships. Round 3 got another full clear, again, but not very efficiently. Their opponent wiped on their ground squads. Or no, they wiped their ground squads, but they got stuck when it came to their ships. 3-0 for D. Dr. Jojo, he goes a 3-0 and takes home a triple crown this week. In round 1, they beat an auto-deploy versus a former Premier Kyber champion. In round 2, they one-shot full cleared and their opponent didn't even attack. But in round 3, JoJo faced a guy that had 30,000 higher lifetime banners than him. And his opponent had already made Kyber. His opponent placed troll teams. 5 Huns, 5 Wookiees, the ladies of the Resistance. But even with that, they failed to clear the Slacker and Ray that Dr. JoJo had on defense. He also takes home this week's Best Banners Award. 4 Strong 1 celebrated in round 1 as his General Grievous got him 4 holds. He cleared the bottom 2 territories. He got held up by a much stronger gas team, but still secured the win. Round 2, he couldn't get a full clear because of the ships, and he blames General Grievous on that one. And his opponent cleared 1 southern territory and then got stuck behind Ewoks of all things. And then round 3, he smoked through the top 2 territories and got stopped by an all-relict bug team. But it made little difference, as the opponent never showed up. So for 4 Strong 1, a 3-0. Leonard McFacepunch, my 1-2 compadre, held serve, making sure he did not wear the shame crown this week by winning their first round. But he couldn't take down the next 2 opponents. Now Schnarman, our smallest yet scrappiest competitor, as I called them last week, takes home a triple crown for this second week. Seeing themselves atop the leaderboard must have inspired them as they sailed cleanly to the championship round. We saw them quaking in their boots, though, Schnarman that is, as their championship opponent had a Galactic Legend. When they took to the tables to do battle in the end, though, the Galactic Legend was nowhere to be found. Instead, 6 teams that he undersized in every single battle. How does this all shake out after our inaugural month on the Patreon leaderboard? Schnarman is our Patreon champion. We're going to get to know them a little bit more in the month recap next week. Bringer and JoJo were separated by less than 600 banners for second. BCM is alone in 4th place. 4 Strong 1 and D are in a close race, and 4 Strong edged out D by exactly 250 banners. And finally, our favorite evil genius gets the perennial 1 and 2 each and every single week to wrap up our board. That does it for the Patreon leaderboard this month. As always, protect those that you love. Wear a mask. By the way, if you want to be in next month's leaderboard, now is the time to act. Join our Patreon at a Kyber Combatant level or higher, and we'll get you in next month. If you're in the U.S., go vote and be nice to each other, damn it. For the noob and the Escape Podcastaways, I'm Paul Anthony. For the Patreon leaderboard, we now send it back to Neil and Flair for Division 1 right here on GACenter. Take it away, boys.
You want to see my manager? My manager.
I want to see your manager now.
You want to see my manager? You want to see? Okay, you can see my manager. Paul, tell him off. Tell him off. He screwed up first day. He messed up before me. It's live, adds to the atmosphere. Anyway, let's get stuck in. We are on Wrangler, and as you can see, our resident space cowboy
got slapped.
Did not do well this week. He did bad. Bad, very bad. 3 minutes to whop the bard. That's how bad it was. It was 3 minutes to whop the bard. He picked up the wooden spoon as he got his ass handed to him in all 3 rounds. A very up and down month for Wrangler. Very up and down. 0-3 for Wrangler.
Wiggins, however, Wiggins Bog going 3-0. Round 1, full clear 1 shots with 2 holds on his slacker. Round 2, he had to 3-tap a slacker. Opponent attacked his slacker and lost, and could only kill 4 other teams. And that was the end of that story. Round 3, two tapped to Darth Revan, but clawed back against a full clear one shot with a 4 banner efficiency. Excellent job for Wiggins Bog. 3-0.
Big Z. Whatever. With a 3-0 triple whammy, a week of GLs and JKLs for whatever did not stop him getting the triple whammy, however. The crown was lost after round 1, unfortunately, which even though he full cleared, required a double tap on a negotiator due to some bad RNG dodges. No such story in round 2, though, where he flawless victoried his opponent, and round 3, where his CLS picked up a hold on his way to another flawless victory and securing said triple whammy. Whatever, 3-0. Me.
Look at you, Neil. Man, what happened? What happened this week? 14 losses. You didn't get a full clear. What happened?
No, I got stuck behind a an auto deploy with a real nasty fully relicked Darth Revan squad. So yeah, kind of sucked really. It was an auto deploy. There was very little I could do about it. Very little I could do about it. So yeah, just some bad RNG. Didn't go well.
Wait. If it was an auto deploy, how did you lose?
Because I couldn't get past. In the tank. Because I couldn't get past the Relic 7, the full Relic 7 Darth Revan team. It just fell that way. Couldn't get past it. It took me 10 battles just to get him down to Malik, and then I had nothing left in the tank. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, that's not who's next. Just did him and me. He's next. Spartan.
You're
1-2.
You got more mistakes than me today.
Yeah, no, that wasn't my fault. The cable touched the Navi roller on my mouse and rolled it back.
Continue.
Okay? I didn't know that I could roll. I could just use my Navi roller. I didn't know that. So now I do. Round 1 was a battle of the defenses with both competitors' Darth Revans holding in front of Fleet. But unfortunately, Spartan still lost by 19 banners. So that was round 1 gone. Round 2 was a win due to an auto deploy. He clearly had better luck with his auto deploy than I did. Round 3 should have been a win, but it's one of those coulda, woulda, shouldas. But Spartan lost track of time, and when he returned to battle to vanquish his enemy, needing only one single battle for victory, there was only 1 minute left on the clock. 1 minute. Didn't give himself enough time. He lost by 6 banners. Spartan's worst week ever.
Jigabachi going in, rocking it out with a 3-0. Let's see what he has to say. No one full cleared me this week. 5 blue chunks on all the defenses I faced aside from 1 fleet in round 2. Got pumped out this week. I'm trying to make sense of surfer talk here. He won, which is cool. Big ups to his right brain, which was doing some low-laying fog driving. He super cleared, and the duder got stuck on his fleets and wedding suit Padme. Round 2, he remembers this one. He cleared skunking a few battles, testing Kiadi Mundi, and got stuck on a fleet and couldn't full clear. But he had the wind spun out early, so he was just goofing after that point. Round 3, full clear, one-shot style, and his opponent got stuck on the Padme missile and didn't even try the fleets. So he says, the VOD is out, dog. Don't be a female dog and try it. Or, Jigabachi. I can't understand server talk.
It's Rand B, another 2-1 Rand. What you like, dude? Seriously, it's either 2-1 or 1-2 with you. Are you ever going to get back to 3-0s? I don't know. It's disappointing because it was plain sailing. It was plain sailing for Rand in round 1 and round 2. Yeah, sure, there was a couple of misplays in there, but the wins were solid in rounds 1 and round 2. Round 3 saw one troublesome Relic GG team, and it cost him the banners. Cost him the banners for the win, and he ended the week 2-1. One team, Ramby. One GG team. I don't know, 2-1.
Biscuit, unfortunately, Biswees having a 1-2 this week. Round 1 was very exciting as opponent and him had similar rosters, each with Jedi Knight Luke. Opponent squeaked out the win by 3 banners. Round 2 was just dumb as real life reared its ugly head and he ran out of time. He only could do 2 attacks. It was his own fault, but hey, life happens, and he still made Kyber doing that round. Round 3 was a cakewalk as he full cleared with very efficient banners. His opponent literally looked at his defense, and Padme and Rolo skeered them off. 1-2 for Darth Biscuit. Or Biscuit Weasel.
And another 3-0. Triple whammy for Bitcoin. Another winning week. So as we begin every report, he clearly wasn't facing his girlfriend, who is the only person he's lost to this entire season. These days, it's not a question of if he will get a triple. It's a question of will it be a whammy or will it be a crown? An auto-deploy, a Pokemon player, and a guy who set way too much on defense. And Bitcoin was off to the races. Triple whammy for Bitcoin, 3-0.
Yeti going 3-0 this week, and he's enjoying himself. Round 1, good opponent, good roster. He set a ridiculous defense and planned to avoid his opponent's GL Kylo. His opponent dropped 6 battles while only clearing 4 teams. He Yeti one-shot everything his opponent set around his GL Kylo. Collected big fat win doing it Yeti style. No full clear and no problem. Round 2, faced off against one of Xerath's patrons. Very good player, great mods, and some pretty big roster gaps. He sets a Yeti style defense, so he had to change gears and attack very heavily. Didn't think to bring in the extra fleets though, and got stuck on Negotiator. No full clear, but still got the win. Round 3, opponent in round 3 likes to attack with everything except his GL Kylo and General Grievous, basically. He sets actual garbage on his defense and then tries to shoot the win by beating opposing GLs and winning efficiency battles. So he Yeti'd him just like the opponent in round 1. He pops his GL Kylo, and then the struggles began. Gas Cheese steals what he needs to clear the rest. He would have been hooped though, as he always sets some malevolence on defense, and Yeti sets his malevolence negotiator behind the top zone to stuff him. Another win there. 3-0 for Yeti.
And there is the Freshman League of Division 1. Bitcoin at the top with a very, very commanding lead. And there I am down in 4th. That sucks.
Poor Neil. And hey, guess he's popping in ahead of you
next
week.
Yes. Fort Mort will be coming in to Division 1 next month. He's getting promoted. I knew it was going to happen. I just would have preferred to have seen it last month. But yes, so Fort Mort comes to Division 1 next month. He'll have 2 months, and I have, 8 weeks to claw it back against my old nemesis, Fart Mart. So, hey, I'm still hopeful. I am still hopeful.
He's your old nemesis made new again.
He's my old nemesis made new again. Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to rekindle old rivalries. Okay, let's get on to the standard. Oh my god. The Master of Kyber takes the triple. Flawless victory in round 1. Flawless victory in round 2. No full clear in round 3 though, unfortunately. So no whammy or crown for Ranger. But who cares? It's Ranger with a triple. Both competitors held each other to 2 territories, but Ranger brought the danger, and boom, his opponent lost. Laugh is Cabber, and Cabber's laugh.
On to Scorch. Scorch, for the first time in forever, as he puts it, 3-0 for your boy Scorch. First 2 were cakewalks. Notable battles were getting used to his notable battles were getting used to his new relic, Old Ben versus Gas, and a couple of uses of the Mando Gamo Guard. After reaching the final round for the first time in seasons, he decided it was to go big or go home. So he placed his GL on defense, even though SWGOH GG history showed his opponent always put Rey on defense. Vader had his back to the wall, but pulled out a glorious win. His opponent made 1-10 versus Slacker and gave up. 3-0, baby.
Go.
Also,
everybody needs to go watch this match because it was really, really good to watch. It was also so bittersweet when he could not get past Django, that separatist. He's got a full CLS, and he just kept knocking the turn meter down, knocking. Literally, he was so close to a triple crown.
But
So close.
as he finishes it off saying, also remember this, all you ogres and trolls, I still don't claim to be good. I just claim to be the horse.
The horse. Look at Paul with another 2-1.
That's
I
a lot of
don't know
losses.
what's in the water down in Texas, but keep drinking it. Round 1 and round 2, wait for it, were easy. Full clears. Easy. He's using the word easy. Strong words, very strong words for Paul. So, a triple was on. Round 3 came and saw him face a very, very tough defense. His opponent cleared everything but one squad. So he knew it was within his grasp. It needed to go perfect, and it didn't. He lost his first match against GG, and the domino effect just started slapping him. It's like, he just got a big fish to the face, and he couldn't clear. 2-1 for Paul. So close.
Mudbum going 2-1 as well. Best summarized by him saying he drew a tough opponent. Round 1, drew the tough opponent. Faced him previously and lost abysmally. He had amazing defense, which he stole some ideas from and used against, and it nearly worked. He was stuck on it. His opponent was stuck on Mudbum's Geos on his 5th attempt, ready to throw in the towel and give him the victory. When out of nowhere, big freaking Darklighter comes up and says, "Can't touch this." Geo's focusing for whatever reason, dodges nearly everything, gives massive amounts of bonus turns, allowing him and his buddy Wedge to blast through the Geos. Freaking stupid bugs. Yeah, awesome opponent fun round. He says round 2, opponent had a 2-tap in there, and he one-shot the defense, as he puts it. He one-shot the D. It means defense, dirty-minded butts. Round 3, similar story, but his opponent one-shot everything. Kudos. Remember that little breakfast bar? Those were legit, as he puts it. He also one-shot everything, though, and he did it better. So, his first time facing a Choopy on defense, though, so that was exciting and nerve-wracking, but overall good experience. 2-1 for Mudbum.
And we are on to That's No Moon. That's no moon. That's the space station. 3-0 Triple Crown, round 1, and up against a JKL and a JML. Lucky for Moon, they were saved for offense. His opponent tripped up on the Night Sisters to give him the win and a glorious flawless victory. Round 2 went a little heavier this round on D and reaped the rewards, getting holds on Padme and GG to boot with his flawless victory. Round 3 was easy, with his opponent tripping on the Sisters yet again and slacker, while Moon picked up his 3rd flawless victory and rounded off the week with a triple crown.
Micaeus going 3-0 with a triple crown. As he puts it, shameless plug, but in round 2, he beat a tough matchup with a well-modded Shadowlands opponent, while he had no GLs to his opponent's 2 GLs. Uploaded on YouTube if you want to look for a fun one. And but Micaeus is joining the GL club, apparently, because he's picked himself up a JML. But 3-0 triple crown for Micaeus. Excellent job.
And it's just Ian. It's just Ian. Good week for Ian, who finished the month with a solid 2-1. Won his rounds in round 1 and round 3, but lost, I don't know, it just too many banners in round 2 to make the cut, and he ended up losing the round by 19 banners, and the triple just floated away.
Shame. On to Gridden. 2-1 as well. Round 1, 2-tap on Padme, but after 13 attempts, Slacker just would not die. He got full clear 1-shot. Round 2, he full clear 1-shot. 2 holds on Poggle, 2 on the Saj Venture Sisters, and 2 on Crew. Round 3, he had to 2-tap a Slacker, while his opponent 2-tapped Crew and Poggle Separatists, and Grid taking victory by just 3 banners. Excellent job. 2-1 though. Gridden.
Going nerdy. Thad. Second person with a wooden spoon this week.
Mm.
You know what was more disappointing, though? What was more disappointing
It's the shallow loss
is
count.
that, the 35 losses, that's pathetic. Didn't even get triple-digit losses. I mean,
I would have been impressed if you got at least 60.
that really, that's just weak. How you can go 0-3 and only pick up 35 losses, it's disgusting. You have got a lot of work to do. You are seriously going to up your game if you want to win the Dunce's Cup at the end of this season, my friend.
We've got a lot of work to do. We're still working. We still have the 5-year-olds working on the craft project for that. But anyways, we've got Fruit Ninja Mike going 3-0. Round 1, easy street, no worries. Round 2, solid opponent, good mods. He messed up on his opponent's Ray and had a struggle to clear it. 3 lost battles for Fruit Ninja Mike, but great banners at 2076. Opponent only loses 1 battle, but he squeaks out victory by 2 banners. Round 3, very tough opponent. 480k lifetime banners, very similar mods and a roster. We both hold our GLs and it becomes an efficiency match. He cleanly one-shot everything, 21-24. His opponent one-shots everything, but needs to recoup 2 banners in the last fight to win, and he can't clear the last team of JTR, BB8, R2, and the Finn and Poe Bros. Sweet, sweet victory! 3-0 for Fruit Ninja Mike.
End all be all. Not entirely dissimilar to Bitcoin. Usually does the business and gets the 3-0. And being the king of defense, he also gets his opponents crying into their soup. This week was no exception. In round 1, he full cleared and held 3 territories, getting holds from CLS and Ray. In round 2, again, he full cleared a double GL, included that real nasty Daka zombie slacker. Boom, gone. His opponent didn't even show up. In round 3, the full clear he got, and he got to hold 2 territories against his opponent. I mean, the dude just never gets full cleared. And he picks up the 3-0, but it was only a triple whammy because, he had to do a double tap, so 3-0 triple whammy for end all be all.
Get your pickles out.
Pickles out. Get your pickles out.
Get your pickles out. It's Finn, 2-1. Round 1, win. Simple enough, win. Round 2, win. First time Finn faced a GL and GAC. Killed the GAC, but he got thwarted from a full clear on the fleet. Round 3 was a loss. Bad day, real life. Led to bad mistakes in game. Only placed 2 fleets on defense and forgot to put characters down. Opponent joined in chat on stream and had fun with his teams and attacks. Shout outs to Dav's Ridnor. Unfortunately, 2-1 for Finn. But hey, he still has his pickles out.
DP Kyle, 2-1 for the week. 1 is round 1, 1 is round 2. Lost his round 3. 2-1 for DPK.
On to DP official, 2-1. Round 1 just couldn't clear the ships. Got 2 holds with finalizer, but still got full cleared. Round 2 was a full clear one shot with 14 banner efficiency against a fellow full clear one shot. Round 3 was a full clear one shot with his CLS and CLS with Chupio getting a hold to clinch his win there. 2-1 for DB official.
It's Cubs fan Han. Cubs week had some highs and some lows. The highs of R1 with a full clear. The lows of the loss in round 2 because of a pesky Darth Revan that he just couldn't get past. Back to the highs of a stomping, and I do mean a stomping, in round 3, undersizing every single battle except for one, including the fleet battles. 2-1 for Cubs fan Han.
Black Mamba. Round 1, full clear one shot with his Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine. Yes, Seep, Ray, and the Chimera all getting 2 holds each, giving him the win there. Round 2, his Slacker taking his opponent's Slacker taking 3 teams to kill. And he couldn't kill JTR, and unfortunately got full clear one shot. Round 3, though, both of them full clear one shot, but Mamba was 40 banners more efficient. Dear God. Impressive. 2-1 for Black Mamba.
And there is the bottom of Standard Division 1. It's just Ian is at the top of the bottom.
He's on top of the bottom.
He's at the top of the bottom. But everybody wants to see who's in the top of the top.
Wait. Hold on. Paul and Thad are still fighting for losses.
What?
They're still fighting for losses.
Where?
Look at the table. Look at the table.
Oh, that is close. Oh my God, that is
ahead.
close.
Paul's ahead.
That is ridiculous. Oh, Thad. See, you blew it. You blew it, Thaddeus.
Man.
You absolutely blew it. Paul takes the lead. So not only is Paul above you in the table, he is
He's
above
ahead of you
you
in losses.
in losses. So Paul, right now, Paul's walking away with the Dunce's Cup.
Not only is he a better winner, he's also a better loser.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Thad, you're going to finish bottom of the league with nothing. If you want the Dunce's Cup, you are going to need to get your butt in gear. Okay, top of the table. Top of the table. There we go. Fruit Ninja Mike, as we expected. But hot on his heels is Endall Beal with 40. Oh, that's just... He's just got so many banners. Mike's just got way too many banners. Can you see him catching him? I mean, I can see Endall catching... I mean, if Mike just has to have one of them bad weeks, like he did... You remember that? You remember the 1 and 2 he had?
Yeah, the one that toppled his streak.
Yeah, he just needs to, if he has a bad week like that,
it would take something like that.
It's going to take something like that because Endall needs a full clear round because, you know, tying with him, I can't see him making up 4,000 banners even in 2 months. I just can't see it. That's nothing bad against Endall. I mean, he's the king of defense, but every now and then he gets 3-0, but he doesn't get 3 full clears. And you know what? It's you miss out on those extra few hundred banners. It's gonna bite you in the ass. Okay, it's time to move on to the big boys. It's big boy time.
It's big boy time.
Big boy time. Zareth, 3-0, missed the crown and the whammy this week by 1 battle, but the triple still stands. Tough opponents, with all 3 being 465k lifetime banner holders. That is some impressive opposition. In round 1, he got outplayed on the ground, but it's not all about the ground battles. These days, no it isn't. Geos stopped Zareth, but the Negotiator stopped his opponent. In round 2, went old school. With his opponent, they had a little chat. They decided to, neither of them were going to use their GLs, and they did a bit of an old school exhibition with both agreeing to, you know, kick it. Just kick up their feet and have a bit of fun with it. Fleet gave Zareth the hold again, and he still won. In round 3, his opponent tried a sandbag. You know, what I don't understand. You know, do the research on your opponent. You are not going to sandbag people like Zareth. You're not going to sandbag people like Klesso. You're not gonna. Just don't. If they're part of the Gambit crew, just don't waste your time trying a sandbag, because you're never gonna have anything left in the tank to be able to full clear them. And this guy couldn't even get to Zareth's back line. So 3-0 for Zareth.
Also joining him in the 3-0 is his co-partner, his partner in crime, Solo Base. 3-0 ending 5v5 on a high note. Round 1, opponents had a much harder defense than normal, but he was still able to one-shot clear for poor banners. His fleet got a hold, and he got the win, though. Round 2, ugly play on his end, led to missing out on the triple crown. But his opponent couldn't clear his bottom back zone, so he got an easy win there. Round 3 went up against someone who watches his videos, and his opponent had 3 GLs, so he changed up his defenses and was able to get 2 holds. Meanwhile, his opponent only put 2 GLs on defense, so he was able to clear fairly efficiently. So 3-0 for Solo.
Rambam will be kicking himself after this week. Absolutely kicking himself. He flew out of the gates this week. Flawless victories in both round 1 and round 2. Absolutely blistering speed. But in round 3, he acted with the arrogance of Anakin rather than the cool-headedness of Mace Windu. And he lost to a Padme team with CLS and Chupio in it. Yes, a CLS team with Chupio in it. Ending his dreams not only of a triple crown, but making up the lost ground to his nemesis, Ando. Ando's going to be real happy to see this. 2-1 for Rambam.
On to Mandalore. Mandalore going 2-1 this week. Round 1 was a full clear one-shot. He had absolutely no issues. His opponent, unfortunately, struggling against, hold on, what is it? Sith Eternal Emperor Seep. That's right.
Seep. It's Seep.
Yes, Seep.
Seep.
Having to take 3 teams against Seep. Having to try and tackle Slacker, but just could not do it at all. Bugs also causing issues, giving him the win there. Round 2, again, full clear one shot, no problems at all. Now his opponent again had to take 4 against Seep, and that was enough to give him the win there. In round 3, straight out of the gate, had to double tap a Ray, had to double tap a Seep team, had to double tap Newt. Alas, he got full clear one shot. 2-1 for Mandy.
Turtle, good end to the week for Turtle with a solid 2-1. Got the win in round 1. Despite not playing well, his opponent played less than not well, though, so he got the win. Round 2 was the loss, as he had to play his Slacker counter early, and unfortunately, he got through door number 2, and the Slacker was behind door number 2. Unfortunately.
Is this Pika Slacker?
Huh?
Peekaboo.
Yeah, it was a peekaboo Slacker. So, unfortunately, he'd already used his Slacker counter, so he did not have a Slacker counter when he had to face Slacker. Round 3, though, was a good bounce back with an easy win, though. 2-1 for Lazy Turtle.
Klesso, having just a fun time with a 3-0 triple whammy. One loss shy of a triple crown, and that happens straight away in round 1, having to 2-tap a negotiator fleet. His opponent struggling on Rey and Padme, not even taking forever to get past Rey. 14 attempts, mind you. Mon Mothma getting holds, Executrix getting holds, and Crew getting a hold, preventing the full clear. Round 2, full clear one shot. No problems whatsoever. Again, his opponent struggling against Slacker, General Grievous, and Mon Mothma, giving him, preventing the full clear, having no issues whatsoever. Round 3, again, it's another full clear one shot, and Rey stalling his opponent out, giving him enough banners to take 3-0. Good job, Klesso.
It's JJ. It's Jake from Texas. A week I'm sure he would like to forget, as he went down 1 and 2. After winning round 1, he lost round 2 by, painful 41 banners. Yeah. Followed a few days later by a round 3 loss by only 4 banners. So, yeah, really sucks. Because obviously when you're getting the full clears and you lose by a few banners, it's painful. Very tough medicine for Jake from Texas. 1 and 2 for the week.
Indigo going 3-0 triple crown. So we know the drill. Rounds 1, 2, and 3, he had no problems with his opponent's defenses whatsoever. Round 1, his defense though, his opponent one shot full clear him. However, Indigo was 27 banners more efficient. Round 2, actually no, it wasn't a full clear one shot. Even though scores are really close. Got a lot. His opponent struggled against the Slacker, having to 2-tap that one, giving a very solid 20 banner difference there. And in round 3, his opponent having to 2-tap Rey and having to 2-tap Seep. Yes, Seep. And preventing a very big banner gap for Indigo. Excellent job. 3-0 triple crown.
Another bad week, another unlucky week for the Aussie Adonis, whose game has massively improved. I mean, that is a real tasty banner score. 6,324. So yeah, he's massively improved, but the RNG Gods aren't kind of following him with the luck. I mean, round 1 was only a loss by 4 banners. So it was a full clear and only lost by 4 banners. Round 2 was another loss by single digits. He only lost round 2 by 9 banners. But the RNG Gods showed pity in round 3 and left him alone. They got out of the way. And he romped home to a flawless victory. 1 and 2 for the Aussie Adonis Heinze.
On to Dylar going 1 and 2. Well, last week was great. This week, not so much, as he puts it. Round 1 was his win. Faced an opponent with a good roster and mods, but consistently plays for efficiency while placing a mid-level defense. So Dylar sets a hard-level defense and went undersized against 5 of his opponent's teams. Efficiency win, Dylar. Round 2 faced a slacker with Night Sisters on it for defense. And while he got close only counts as horseshoes and hand grenades. I'd also add Dylar that nuclear devices and other stuff. But as such, he was shut out of getting to the ships. And round 3, perfect loss streak against a Wolfpack member is safe. Kudos to Amadeus. 1 and 2 for Dylar.
Oh, it's the Grand Admiral. A solid week for the Grand Admiral, whose only real snafu was in round 2, as his Empire squad underestimated a Galactic Legend Ray and paid the price. I have no doubt, the disciplinary hearings will be forthcoming. I expect the pending courts martial were what motivated the Empire to get the win in round 3, however, as the swipe to the bounty hunters to side, giving the Grand Admiral a 2 and 1 for the week. But I will let him tell you more about his week, as he is the guest we interview in our 3rd segment later on in the show.
Hey, Rambam, what's this? You wanted Ando to do worse than you? I'm sorry, that didn't happen. He did as well as you did. Yeah, Ando went 2 and 1. Round 1 was his loss. Faced off against a guy he played a season or 2 ago, Pyro from FC Alpha. In that first fight, they both went super heavy defense and both struggled to clear each other. And we earned somewhere in the 1800s for banners. This time, they both went way lighter. And the best aspect of this match was they went 1 for 1 on battles. And while he was holding a lead for most of the match until the ships, Ando had to 3-shot one of his fleets. And his opponent only 2-shot his fleet. So lost by 6 banners. He laughed it off on stream, then cried later in his bed for 6.5 hours. True story. Round 2, over-reliance on a Vader Ray counter by his opponent was the downfall of his opponent. Didn't get a full clear on Ando. Round 3, over-reliance on Vader Ray counter was the downfall of his opponent. Didn't full clear Ando. Taking the win there. Excellent job. 2 and 1 for Ando.
And there is the Division 1 Elite table with Klesso sitting at the top proudly, holding on to it. He is, he's not dropping. He's not dropping anything. He's going 3-0 the rest of the season. It's weird because whenever they go 2 and 1, they all go 2 and 1. But whenever they go 3, they all go 3 and 1. So yeah.
Maybe they're all in on this.
Yes, they're all in on it. So unfortunately, because obviously Arnold went 2 and 1, Indigo goes up to 4th. Arnold drops down to 5th, but he's still there. He could still make the top 4. Unfortunately for Rambam, he is still behind Ando, and he is still behind Dylar. He did one.
Hey, you know, honestly, if we're looking, I think at this point we're looking at this middle 3.
Yeah,
Dylar is losing on banners, but he's winning on wins.
Yeah, but Rambam keeps losing these silly matches. You know, if Rambam, dude, you just gotta dig deep.
Handle the inner Mace Windu.
Yes.
Wait, no, hold on.
Yeah, actually, no, don't
do that.
Don't do that. But you know, it's his spirit, maybe not his skill level, but his spirit. You know. Yeah, but Rambam does love Rambam's going to enjoy. Rambam could come back with some 3v3. He, like me and several other competitors, we love the 3v3. You know, 3v3 is our forte. It's where we go 12-0. So, fingers crossed for the 3-0. Anyway,
all right, that ends our coverage of all of our competitors.
Yes, it does.
Hey, we've got ourselves one grand slam of an interview to
Yes,
come up.
we have.
Neil, you've already mentioned it, but remind everyone, who do we have coming up after
We
this?
have the Grand Admiral, Arnold T-101 himself, graced us with his imperial presence. For an interview, we asked him how his week went, what he's working on, if he came across any interesting teams, and then we throw a clip in at the end. So, I guess, without further ado, I give you our interview with the Grand Admiral.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil?
After
Maybe
the
you
short
prefer
break.
story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the escape pod talents from down under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Podcast.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact Shitty Bill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you.
SWGOH.GG is your one-stop site for the raw data behind the game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. From complete gear lists to intuitive stats behind all of your favorite holotable heroes. SWGOH.GG has it all. With a .GG account, you can get a complete view of your own roster, see how you match up against other players, and even check out the history of your own Grand Arena Championship matches. You can also see what your opponent used on you to give you a better understanding of counters and team compositions to improve your gameplay. Did you know that they also have some great Patreon features as well? Ad-free browsing of their site, guild information, and manual information requests are included in their 3 levels of Patreon support. Check out the site for more details. That's SWGOH.GG. Unleash your holotable potential today.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Our next interviewee needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway. He is Arnold T-101, better known as the Grand Admiral. How are you this evening? How are you this evening, Grand Admiral?
Let me just say thank you so much for inviting me on the show. I love what you guys are doing here with the whole GAC series that you guys have been going on. It's been really great seeing all these content creators go against each other and then having this friendly competition. I love what you guys are doing, and I got to give a shout out for Toyota for constantly telling me, get on the show, get on the show. So thank you, Toyota, and you guys for getting me on here today.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Yes, as always, anytime, anywhere, my friends.
All right.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've got, obviously, we're in that last week. How was the last week of GAC for you, Arnold?
So it was fun. I mean, I've been doing this thing this past Grand Arena, trying to start the sandbox series where some opponents I meet up with, we just kind of do something crazy. Because one of my biggest things at Grand Arena, like I got that degree of competitiveness when I do my Grand Arenas, but the primary focus of my Grand Arenas is let's have a little bit of fun. So one of the Grand Arenas we had this week, I set up a sandbox series, dark side offense versus light side defense only. So me and my opponent, we all placed light side defenses and we only could use dark side stuff on offense. And it was a lot of fun. This is kind of something I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big advocate for a sandbox mode in Galaxy Heroes. And it was so much fun mixing up the Grand Arena and just kind of playing with dark side teams I don't normally use on offense. And like General Grievous, never used the guy. And it was fun. We did Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine soloing a Jedi Knight Luke with Gas, Shakti, Captain Rex. Really fun stuff that we did. So it's always great seeing opponents being willing to try that stuff out. We did a sandbox series last week where it was just one Galactic Legend and a bunch of garbage teams afterwards. Second Grand Arena, we saw we were clear for Galaxy of Heroes Kyber. And I was like, all right, we're going to try a couple of things in this Grand Arena. Piet lead against Ray. I see a little bit of a dibble out there that people like to try against these high tenacious Rays and Malik. So we gave it a spin. It went pretty well. We kind of made a little bit of a misplay, so we didn't get the one shot on it. And then what really screwed up the second the second problem that second Grand Arena was that we tried another Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine solo, getting a little bit greedy, and we decided trying to solo a Shock T 501st. And I was like, all right, General Anakin Skywalker, we can solo him with no problem. I putting Palpatine up against Shock T and the clones, and we got wiped. And that caused us to lose the Grand Arena that round. So I learned the upper and lower parameters of what Sith Eternal can do. And then today, won the Grand Arena, went pretty well. But I got to say, I know you guys, I think you want to talk about an interesting team that I came across. Ray with Jawas lit up my Darth Vader. I was like, this team's going to cause some complications. Jawa Scavenger, and they were like gear 11, and my Vader got killed before he even finished his merciless massacre. So really fun week over here on the biggest and deadliest Star Destroyer this galaxy's ever seen.
So, how have you been finding? Because I've been asking everybody that we've been interviewing recently regarding the update, the fleet update in GAC. Because obviously Div 1 and Div 2, it's a double fleet node now. How have you been coping with the changes to the fleet node?
Yeah, so at the beginning, here's my philosophy of Grand Arena. For me personally, I rarely ever use Galactic Legends on offense. I try to put them on defense because I feel like to be a better player, it's good trying to work your offense without needing a Galactic Legend. Well, I was like, all right, let's try this theory, or this philosophy, I should say, with ships. And for the first while, I was putting like Negotiator and Malevolence on defense. And I was like, all right, we're going to try to get our Radis counter in order. We're going to try to make sure we got our Thrawn and Rebels up and running. But eventually I ran into a Grand Arena where I lost solely because of the last fleet. I was killing it in characters, outdoing my opponent by miles. And then I finally came to a Relic Akbar lineup, and I got absolutely wiped and couldn't full clear it. After that, I was like, you know what? Not taking any more gambles. I'm keeping Malevolence and Negotiator for offense. But the hope and dream is to try to fine-tune my Radis, trying to fine-tune the Chimera as our Tarkin and Imperial fleet and the Rebel fleet, so I can try to do a little bit better in ships in that regard. But after that little choke point that we had, I just kind of, we coasted by perfectly fine with the Malevolence and Negotiator on offense. But I really want to try to make my ship zone a little bit more aggressive because my Rebel fleet is kind of trash.
I mean, it's par for the course, right?
I mean, I feel I vomit anytime I look at these. I pinned a couple of Rebels. I got my Biston, Scarecrow, Pathfinder pinned, and anytime I go in there and in my inventory, I just want to back out right away because it makes me a little bit nauseous. But if this is going to be a thing, 2 fleet defense is going forward perpetually for Division 1 and 2. I don't know what the plan is here when it comes to it. The Rebel fleet is basically the best fleet, I think, after the Negotiator and Malevolence, and that can even screw up a Negotiator lineup. So I've seen people choke on a Rebel lineup with Negotiator. If that Rebel Y-Wing removes your protection, you can get wrecked. So that's one of the things I think if ships is going to be a main course meal for Grand Arena moving forward, I think it's really important to work on the Rebel fleet specifically. That's going to be an important defensive fleet, I think, or offensive, depending how you want to go about it.
So if you're planning on going with Malevolence Negotiator as your 2 primary, what are you going to go as your 2 primary defense? Are you going to go with Tarkin and Thrawn as your primary defense, or are you looking for Malevolence, for Radis and Finalizer?
So right now, so the drill I've been going down when it comes to the ship defense, since we have Negotiator and Malevolence for, I got to say, 10 or 9 out of the past Grand Arenas we had this month. Defense has been the Rebels with the Y-Wing, then we have the Millennium Falcon and the Biston's U-Wing, and then we've been kind of playing with either Thrawn or Tarkin. The problem I have with the Imperial fleet, I think it'd be really easy to fix this, but the problem with the Imperial fleet, I think it would do a lot better if it would call in Gar Saxon as the first reinforcement. It's got this weird thing. It always wants to call in the Imperial shuttle with the Emperor Palpatine. So it's been either a Thrawn or Tarkin with the Imperial fleet and the TIE Bomber, and then Akbar and the Y-Wing. So, but yeah, the main problem is even when I see my opponents do Chimera, Imperial fleet, whatever, it's just the defense doesn't really hold that well because it doesn't calm the reinforcements in the right order. So that's the game plan for now. Radis, I feel like it's a little too easy to beat on defense. There's just way too much you got to do with making sure you reduce her cooldowns and everything. So she's kind of my emergency offensive fleet. So Akbar and
feels like she needs a
Tark
couple
and Thrawn.
more ships.
What was that?
More ships to feel good.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. The Radis, I feel like if they just added like a resistance bomber or something like that, I feel like that ship would really start to shine more. But I did one time this Grand Arena pull off when I was doing the heavy defense. I did try out Radis versus Malevolence, and it went very well. We got through. And I was like, oh, I'm loving this idea. And then I tried it out the next Grand Arena. It's like, all right, I got completely smashed by the Malevolence. So that's kind of why it's like, all right, we're just gonna play it safe, because the worst feeling, because I signed up for Galaxiers for the characters. I love doing the character battles. We dominate, but then I hate the worst feelings losing the Grand Arena because of ships. It's like, all right, I'm not gonna fall prey to that. So we'll see. Maybe Radis will get another ship sometime to kind of be a bit more aggressive. I just feel like you're just watching paint dry and watching your team die before you.
Absolutely. All right. So you've already talked about a little bit, kind of how this week has been so far, but would it really be that Rey and Jawas where it ruined your Vader? Is that was that the big one for you? And kind of what happened with that? Did you have to come in? What'd you clean up with after that and everything?
Yeah. So here's the thing with Grand Arenas. I mean, I try to be competitive and all that, but eventually there comes a point where it's like I'm more interested in the experiment, like what would happen if I did this, and trying out new things. So I did this whole breakdown. Every Grand Arena, I always do a nice little breakdown. What's my plan? What's my opponent done? What have they done so far? And I talked extensively about this Rey team, which was really clever. It's just Rey, L3, and 3 garbage Jawas. We're talking a Gear 11. What was it, Gary? It was Gear 11 Scavenger. Thank you so much. And then we also had a Gear 12 Jawa Engineer and a Gear 12 Nebbit. And Rey passed over to Lifeblood to Jawa's Scavenger, which is scary because he's thick. And the dude survived the Culling Blade from Vader, Gear 11 Jawa. And because of the Scavenger unique ability, every time Vader is hitting these Jawas, he's getting these thermal detonators on him. And he didn't even make it halfway through his merciless massacre. And we had to bring in General Anakin Skywalker to clean up afterwards. But I thought it was really cool because the way Grand Arena is going, for at least where I'm playing at, and with Mando, the new Mando stuff being confirmed, Cara Dune is kind of with my Rey teams to stop the Vader counter. Because anytime I'm placing a Rey team, I'm like, all right, how do we throw off the Vader counter? Yeah, my Rey team's like a weird scoundrel mix. It's like Rey, Nest, L337, and Cara Dune very fast. So Cara Dune's going to outrun Vader because Malik prevents the bonus turn meter. And I've been seeing a lot of defensive holds with it. But if Cara Dune's going to go over to Mando, I might just put these garbage Jawas together because it seems like it really wrecks Vader unless you got some way to put tenacity up on him before he goes into merciless massacre. So that was by far one of the most unique teams I've seen in a while. It did amazing. My Vader count, my team fell apart within like 20 seconds in the battle. Very cool stuff. And it's something I said that I might adopt that depending on where we move Cara Dune in the future. So really cool stuff there.
All right. On the flip side, obviously you've done some things over the last little bit, having a full dark side offense, full light side defense, everything. A team that kind of surprised you that maybe didn't, that you're like, maybe this will work, maybe this won't work. We'll see what happens. And it surprises you. Anything like that in the last little bit?
I got to say this. I mean, you guys, obviously, as I said at the beginning, I love what you guys do. You guys pay really close attention to how all these players are, especially in Division 1, what you called it, the elite or top. I can't remember what you phrased the one I'm in, but elite. Not a lot of elite. Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there's not a lot of Night Sisters on defense anymore. It seems like people are kind of moving past that. It's kind of easy to get around them, get high banners. So I've been, for the first time this Grand Arena, really, I didn't put Night Sisters on defense once. And I've been pulling up amazing wins with the Night Sisters. They helped me go against some General Grievous lineups. They're my go-to counter for that God tier messy Commander Luke Skywalker with 3PO and Chewie, where normally my gas would get chewed up by a team like that. Night Sisters just go on through and just get an amazing win. So that's kind of, I guess, the answer to your question. Night Sisters has been kind of that nice utility team that normally I would just not even think twice, throw it on defense and move on, or kind of do like one of those weird Supreme Leader Kylo Ren hybrids. But lately, it's been getting me lots of offensive wins this Grand Arena. So by far, the Night Sisters, I think, were one of the coolest things. I mean, I fought all the new Galactic Legends too on defense, and I used them on offense this Grand Arena. Not too impressive Sith Eternal Emperor and Jedi Master Luke's defensive viability. We went through Sith Eternal today with Commander Luke Skywalker with barely an inconvenience. I mean, we almost got timed out towards the end. It was a 3-minute Palpatine versus Commander Luke moment there. But overall, I think the most not surprising, but the best thing that kind of made me excited again was Night Sisters, because I hated Night Sisters for most of Galaxy of Heroes, and this month they really pulled a lot of favors for me.
Absolutely. All right, Neil, I always ask this question, but I've been asking a lot of them. You asked the last one.
So what,
You get the honor this time.
okay, so what have you got planned for next GAC? Because like you said, you've been doing really well this past month, and you've actually been climbing up the elite table.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, you have been you've steadily been climbing up the elite table over the last month and a half.
Oh, nice.
So
All
you've
right.
made some changes and you're doing better. But you know what are you doing? What have you been planning on? And what are you going to be doing over the next week while we're on break to add a little bit more pizzazz to the
Plus,
Grand
with a
Admiral's
3v3
roster?
coming up.
Yeah, I was gonna just say it's 3v3, right? And is it double fleet still? The calendar says
It's,
one.
yeah,
but
it's what I mean. It's one fleet node, but it's still going to be 2 fleets.
okay, still 2 fleets. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this, kind of like what I said earlier. I try to put all Galactic Legends on defense, and I noticed my opponents, they kind of do the same thing. So 3v3, I remember one of the biggest challenges overcoming 3v3 after the first batch of Galactic Legends is how the heck do you beat Rey in 3v3? And for the most part, I have to go back and go to my database and see what it was, but it felt like for the most part, it was Thrawn and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. That was the go-to way of defeating a Rey team out there. I can't remember if there was another combination out there, but when I'm looking at this upcoming 3v3 Grand Arena, I'm thinking, how the heck am I going to beat a Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine? Jedi Master, look, I'm not that concerned because you could just do a Darth Revan 3-dog and get it done with, but Sith Eternal is a thick dude, very difficult. So I'm going to try to think of ways to overcome that, because especially in Ultimate Palpatine, I feel like that's going to be the 3v3 scary team like we saw with Rey. I just don't know how to do it. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren can get the job done, but then what do you do with Rey if you see a Rey and Sith Eternal? So that's kind of my thing, is how are we going to overcome that? Otherwise, what I'm going to try to think is how do I make my Sith Eternal difficult on defense? And there's a couple of interesting things I've been looking at. Savage Press seems kind of interesting. With Sith kind of being a bit more, you need another Sith team for Sith Eternal. Maybe something with Savage might be interesting. Other than that, working on mods, I mean, I don't care if you have every single character in Galaxies. If you don't have the mods to back up the characters, you just can't pull off the same combos or tricks like a team with the better mods. So really just mods and just kind of getting ready for maybe some rage the first few Grand Arenas. If someone puts a Sith Eternal on defense, not quite sure how to deal with it in a 3-man situation, since Palpatine can solo lots of full teams of 5 by himself. So that's what I'm curious to see. If I can figure it out or someone else can.
All right. Awesome.
I've got one more question.
Lay it on me.
One
What do we
more
got?
question.
Yeah.
Who gets it wrong most, Gary or Larry?
Larry keeps the ship tight. Gary, I swear I hear him huffing and puffing back there, always complaining. If it wasn't for Larry, I feel like we'd only be riding half a ship here. So for sure, Gary's the troublemaker around here. Larry, he's as strong as ever. I can give you guys a little sneak peek, right? Here, let's see. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, see, exactly. See, this guy doesn't even talk back. Gary, this guy's always pointing, always threatening me. I'm telling you, man, it's not easy being a Grand Admiral, director of the video gaming division, MC of the Kyber Club, and the host of Whaler Phil. I feel like I'm running a one-man show half the time. It's like how they just flowed off the tongue very nicely.
Absolutely. Speaking of a show, Arnold, this is the part where we let you kind of pimp your stuff out. What do you do? Where can people find you? What do you got coming up in the pipes?
Yeah, so if you don't know me, I'm on YouTube primarily. I stream my Grand Arenas, new characters when they come out. So youtube.com/user/Arnold T101. I don't know. Gary's looking at me with a blank look. Just look up Arnold T101. You'll find me over on YouTube. And basically, what's coming down the pipes is most likely whatever this new Mando stuff is going to be. Quill, if you didn't hear about it, they said it's going to be next week. So we're going to do gameplay testing, 3-4 star, then we'll do max out at 7 stars, and pretty much anything new, we're going to check it out. And if new counters and new team compositions come up, that's I always like to try to stay up to date with what's going on in Galaxy of Heroes. So I try to be that general Star Wars channel for everything you need to know.
All righty. Neil, anything else you got to add?
No, it's been a pleasure having you on, Grand Admiral.
Likewise, and in case you guys don't know, I had a little trip down memory lane. Neil actually met up with me and Mobile Gamer back in 2018, and it's been such a long time. And he reminded me. I don't know if he said I recorded an intro for you. I don't know if you still have it, but
I
he
do
started
still
bringing
have
back
it.
all the memories back. And if you guys remember the cup show and Mobile Gamer was over here, we had some items in the background. that Neil made, and Mobile Gamer has the other one somewhere over at his crib. So it's great meeting up with you, and then it's crazy. It's been 2 years since then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
it
a
has. It's
small
been 2
little
years.
world, isn't it?
It's a small world, and yeah, and keep up your gig you guys got going. I love what you guys do. I'm glad you started. It's really kind of cool. It's knowing all these faces that you guys have been talking about out there. So I'm glad you guys are filling in that niche that I never thought Galaxy of Heroes needed.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Arnold, seriously, it's been a pleasure having you on. And guys, we're gonna try and find a good highlight of your battles and see what the Grand Admiral does best. Completely dominating rebels or whatever it is you're running up against. But guys, on the other side of this,
on a 15-year winning streak. I'm sorry, I'll stop right there.
Absolutely. Guys, on the other side of this, we will get to our thoughts and acknowledgments. And yeah, we'll see you over there.
See ya. Peace. Woo! I'm assuming also the thermal detonator should feed lots of Terminator to our team. So here we go. Luckily, no Finn and Poe. Vader, let's hope you can do this, buddy.
60 portions.
That's going to be a bit of a problem. I don't think we can chuck it. All right, we're going to have to try. That Jawa's gear 11, but I don't think we can just straight out chuck it. He got the lifeblood from Ray. Oh, increased, yeah, okay. Oh, boy. No problem. Yeah, we're going to do AoE first. We have to. Okay. Like, if he doesn't die here, we're in trouble. We need to get him out of here right now. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, God. We called it, people. We totally called it. We just couldn't. Oh, my gosh. This is brilliant. This is brilliant, people. Okay, he's not going to survive here. Oh, boy, my. We might have to completely bypass hitting everyone. Let's even get an ability block on Ray at least. Oh, my gosh. Absolutely brilliant.
One half portion.
Hit it. Let's go. Give him an air horn.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final segment. Thoughts and acknowledgements. That clip, the battle, the entire battle, normally kind of like shorten it down or speed it up, but it's the commentary that's that was the emphasis on that clip. So I just wanted to show you. It was so weird and surreal watching it. He knew going into that clip that he was going to lose, but he did it just to prove himself that he was right, that he knew he was going to lose it, which just made no sense to me whatsoever. Anyway, it's thoughts and acknowledgements time. So, Flair, do we have a lot of people to acknowledge today?
We have some stuff to acknowledge. So Schnarman, one of our patrons, subscribing for 7 months at tier 1. Then we have Matt. Let's see here. Matt Peatliffer. I don't know how to pronounce this one. For a follow. Ando rating us towards the beginning of the stream with a party of 8. A Petro, Brandon Zanz, and Bomber 389, all with follows. Guys, seriously, we appreciate every single one of these. I think we are at, what is this, 759? I'd have to go back and look and see.
760, I think.
760.
760 followers.
760. Bomber
So close to
making
1,000.
760.
So close
yeah.
to 1,000.
It's still a bit of a stretch, but hey, we are well on our way.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So yeah, guys, I say this every week, but guys, we seriously appreciate all the support you all show the show, and yeah. So Neil, what's going on around the escape pod?
Well,
Cast?
to be honest, I'm just kind of excited with we've got the end of season finale coming up. Not this week, it's next week. So we've still got a fun-packed show coming up this week. I do believe we have Sig on as our guest for the incoming transmission. But obviously, we will have lots to talk about and discuss this Friday because we've got lots of Mando content coming. We've got this Mando Monday that is kind of weird. And then obviously this Friday, which I swear to God, there will be many, many disintegrations being met out if anybody spoils Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1 while we are live on air on Friday. I swear to Aisha.
Wait, does it go live Friday?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
Exactly. So there will be no spoilers for The Mandalorian Episode 1, Season 2 during the show on Friday, because we will be doing Talking Mando on another Castaways channel on Sunday. So we'll be doing a watch party on our channel, and then a short brief period, and then we will be going to Talking Mando over on Going Nerdy's channel. And then obviously, you know, we come right back around again. We'll do our end of month roundup for GACenter on Tuesday of next week before the lock-in for 3v3. And then we rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
It's after the lock-in, but...
It's after the lock-in, but you know what I mean. The lock-in is at the beginning of next week.
So.
I will not be forgetting that. 3v3. Oh, the Nev loves 3v3.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what's happening around my.
What is happening on your channel this week?
Man, I gotta say, it's like everything's a complete toss-up because of just what's happening in the world right now. We won't get into details about it because no one comes to Twitch to hear about what's happening in the real world.
Nope. It's an escape.
Or they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
But so, you know, stuff is happening and it may change my plans. And if those plans change, we may do some streams. Saturday, there is probably going to be an episode of Biscuits and Star Lords over on Biscuit Weasel's channel, but we don't know yet. It is Halloween that day. So people are going to go and have a fright with some other people. I don't know. Last time I actually went trick-or-treating or did anything like that, it was a long time ago. Halloween's not really one of the things I celebrate as much. But no, so probably going to be a lighter week in terms of stuff I do. It's gotten a lot busier life-wise for me and the things that I'm responsible for. It's just gotten a lot busier. So who knows?
We shall see.
Subject
to change.
See.
Subject to change, as CG likes to say.
Yes, TBD. To be determined.
To be determined.
So yeah. We are, you know, like I said, we're at the end of an episode. At the end of a week, end of a month. We've got our roundup next week, and we get to see a couple of things next week as well. The what is this? The glimpse at what the Premier League looks like.
Yeah, there's going to be a glimpse. What we're going to do for the last 2 months is we're going to show what the standings are as they are. So we'll show who the top 10 best statistically best players are that would be in the Premier League if the league was decided that month. So at the end of this month, at the end of this month, at the end of the month after, at the end of this month and at the end of the month after that, we will be showing all of the competitors exactly what their current ranking is and if they make the cut for the Premier Leagues. Yes, it's just something a little extra that we're going to throw up on the board at the end of the show. So those people who are just outside the top 10 statistical best players, they know what they need to do in order to try and attempt to get into the Premier League.
Or they know who they need to cast an evil curse on.
Yes. Or they know who they need to make sacrifices to the RNG Gods for bad luck. Because there will be a prize and a cup to the winners of the Premier League at the end of Season 2.
I still need to get those kids to work on the dunce cap.
Yes, and we do need to work on the dunce cup, yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be a cup shaped like a dunce's hat.
No, I mean, no. Seriously, like, here's the thing. No, not a plastic cup. You get a bunch of, like, telling a bunch of kids, like, hey, you know, come up with the craziest drawing you could think of. And then you slap them all together in the shape of a dunce's cap. And then you call that. It's just this weird mess of a hat.
Yeah, well, we're going to need Paul to make one, and we're going to need Thaddeus to make one, because it's going to be one of those two that wins it, because nobody else is close to them.
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out, yeah. We'll figure something out.
But obviously, you know, we've still got 2 more months to go.
Mm-hmm.
Still have plenty of interviews to do with people. Still have plenty of things to talk about. Plenty of shakeups to occur. We are going into that 3v3 month, so it's some people love it, some people hate it, and some people are playing for victory. So who knows what's gonna happen as we round out the last 2 months of the season.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, seriously, thank you so much for all the support you show us and for everything that's happened. Also, during the initial spiel, we had Padawan 761, Darth Cupcake 10. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Neil, anything else you want to add?
No, we're good, mate. We are at the end of the show.
Guys, we will see you all next Tuesday for the month recap of GACenter for month 4. Until then, Neil, hit the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
See y'all.